can be underneath them. There's probably, oh gosh, could be 10 or 20 sharks under there. And the thing is, if they spend too much time at the surface, they're more likely to take a hit. So I gotta hang real close in case they get in trouble. If they pop up or signal for help, I gotta get right to them. So I'm gonna hold a little closer than I'd like to this rock until I'm sure that they're down safely.
It was one of those dives where the water looked great at the surface, but as soon as we got down, it was seriously murky. We could only see a few feet in front of us, and before I knew it, we were there. Look at the size of that shark. I could see they were just sitting there, and I wanted to go closer, but I was scared. And then I spotted the rest of them. Holy smokes. We were totally surrounded. There was at least 20 sharks, and who knows how many more were looming in the murk. I had no idea of knowing what species they were, and my heart was in my throat. I clung to the rocks like a piece of algae. Have a look at the size of these sharks. And then in the gloom, another one appeared, even bigger. I had Jaws music thumping in the back of my head. I think the poor visibility was a part of the shock. Look at the teeth on that one. Bang! Ooh, I scared that one. I don't know who's more scared. These things are massive. And this one has got his fins pointing right down. He's angry.
I can only imagine what Steve's encountering under the water. Occasionally a fin will break the surface, and I have no way of knowing whether or not it's a man-eating shark.
Luckily enough, these giant sharks are grey nurse, a beautiful species, strictly fish eaters, and I'm in no danger at all. But the murky water makes them very difficult to identify. There was a couple of other sharks swimming around out wide, and I couldn't tell what they were. As my confidence grew, I became more at one with my environment and the territory of the sharks, and I was able to move closer and closer. And all of the close encounters were grey nurse. That first dive with the grey nurse sharks was so powerful, a totally moving experience. I have so much passion that I just had to get straight back down there. And luckily, it was a clearer day and better visibility. Big schools of grey nurse sharks like this are becoming more and more rare because of the radical decline in overall numbers. But now, there's a chance for them. They've been protected, and breeding programs are underway in aquariums to help better understand their breeding biology. The merciless hunting of this docile species caused so much damage that the Australian government finally stepped in and stopped the killing, stopped the slaughter, which made the grey nurse shark the first totally protected shark species in the world. Yes! They are one of the finest sharks in the ocean. Funny how those wild-looking teeth and that big, powerful body structure makes them harmless, a harmless species. It's wonderful to think that now in Australian waters, the great white shark and the grey nurse shark have full and total protection. And this is the way. If we're ever going to conserve our oceans, we need to look after the top predator, the sharks, the apex predator, the #1 in the ecosystem.
It's going to be a long time before their numbers recover. Grey nurse are very unusual among sharks in that they only bear 2 pups at a time. It's nature's way of making sure there will never be an overpopulation of nurse sharks. Until man came along, they were too big to have many serious predators, and they only needed a small number of births to keep the population up there. Now, of course, they're being exploited. Their fins are being cut off and they're being damaged in horrific ways. And we must now look after this top predator.
I have never been more passionate about an animal family in my life. I live for sharks. They are the creatures we need to conserve. Beautiful animals, very powerful, slightly misunderstood. The grey nurse shark rules its domain. I love sharks with all my heart, and every time I share territory with them, my mind and my heart expands. I'll die loving and learning about sharks. This has been a brilliant adventure.